Good evening. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Sorry, because of the late, because of few technical problems. Okay. Last day will take some additional time. Okay. Take some additional time, then try to complete. Today we need to finish our this lesson. Need to finish because today is the last day. We have to complete this lesson. Next week we start our new lesson. uh, our next lesson is trigonometry. In trigonometry, I think you only know sine, cos, tan only, the trigonometric ratio. But more than this level, we discussed next week. From next week, we discussed more than this level, the trigonometry. The sine, cos, tan actually we discussed, but more than that, uh, 6 ratios we discussed. The sine, cos, tan 3 ratios, and additionally we discussed 3 ratios. Okay, what is the lesson we discussed last day? What is the part? Finally, we discussed the talk, no? The talk. I think you remember the talk. The talk means throw. The throw. Throw equal FR, rho equal FR, and rho equal I alpha, both the equation we discussed. Rho equal FR and rho equal I alpha, both the equation we discussed. Then the the moment of inertia. The moment of inertia mean reluctance to change the motion type of any object. The moment of inertia. The moment of inertia also we discussed. I think you remember the common equation is I equal mr square. The moment of inertia equal mass the radius is square, and according to the shape there are different types of, I think I given more than 7 equation for according to the shape of the object, the moment of inertia, the equation is changing. Then using this relationship we did different questions in the last day. I think you all done that part. Today we are going to then our rotational motion. I told we our lesson is rotational and circular motion. Rotational and circular motion. With last day lesson, our rotational motion part is finished. Rotational motion part is finished. What's the meaning of rotational motion? The rotational motion mean object is rotate the rotational axis within the object. That's the meaning. The rotational axis within the object, like a CD, the any like a metal plate, like a metal plate. It is rotating the rotational axis like a fan. Yeah, we discussed first day, like a fan, the rotational axis within the object. The rotational axis within the object, that is the rotational motion. This part is finished. Actually, this we discussed. I think you remember in rotational motion we discussed angular displacement, angular velocity, angular acceleration, angular uh, sorry, not angular frequency, the periodic time, and movement of inertia and torque. Every lessons are common for circular motions also. They are, that means for if any object rotates, rotational motion or circular motion, we can apply the same mechanism. Same mechanism, like the frequency mean revolutions per unit time. That's common for rotational motion and circular motion. The what are the angular velocity, both same. The rotational motion mean like, circular motion mean like this. The circular motion mean think around sun, Yeah, we discuss. This is Earth. Think this is not a rotational motion. This is a circular motion. This is a circular motion. Then in this circular motion, what happened? In this circular motion, the object rotate around some reference point. The rotational axis outside from the object. Rotational motion, rotational axis outside from the object. Even in rotation, circular motion, the frequency, angular velocity, periodic time, they are same. They are same. The this every concept we discussed up to now, we can apply for both the rotational motion and circular motion. But mainly we discuss for rotational motion. But all theories we can apply for circular motions as well. Because think, what is a frequency? The number of revolutions within unit time. That means number of revolutions within 1 second. That's common for rotational motion as well. Rotational motion as well. Why? The number of revolutions, within unit time. That frequency for circular motion as well. The moment of inertia. When we consider moment of inertia, the moment of inertia also both same. If it is plate, if it is this type point object, it both same. But when we discuss about circular motion, it has a unique part for circular motion only. In this lesson, today part, we discuss this circular motion. Under circular motion, only this part belongs to circular motion, not rotational motion. Up now you need to understand, up to now we discussed all theories are common to rotational and circular both. Both, but this from this point, it's only relevant to circular motion only. Only circular motion after that. Today part. The previous parts, both rotational and circular motions. Okay. Okay. Our topic is circular motion. Circular motion. Circular motion. Circular motion. Yeah, I not going to give definitions for circular motion because already given at the first day of the lesson. Yeah, the definition mean what? The circular motion is any object rotate around any reference point, the rotational axis outside from the rotating object. Outside from the rotating object. Sorry, one light is off. Now okay. Outside from the rotational object, the rotational axis. That's the meaning of the circular motion. In circular motion, think, in circular motion, if we rotate any object, think we this is a string and this is a small stone. Okay, this is a small stone. That's a small stone. Small stone. Then we rotate this stone around this fixed point like this. Around this fixed point like this. Around this fixed point like this. When we rotate like this around this fixed point, when we rotate this small stone on this string, there is a force effect on outside to the from rotational axis to think the rotational axis is O, from away from the rotational axis. There is a force is generate. I will mark on here. There is a force is generate away from the rotational axis, on the string, that we call a special name, that's away force from rotational axis to the force going away from the rotational axis. This force we called as centrifugal force. 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 Yeah, little very small thing I explained yet. That's a small stone. Then it is rotate around a fixed point. Then when we rotate, there is a force act away from the rotational axis that we called as centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Okay, that's the first thing you need to understand. There is a one force generate away from the rotational axis that we called as centrifugal force. The second point is when we begin a force from away from the rotational axis, there is another force. Come towards to the rotational axis. There is another force come towards to the rotational axis that we called as centripetal forces. Centripetal force. Centripetal or centripetal, both we can pronounce. Centripetal force or centripetal force. Okay, understood. Little very simple two theory. When any object rotate around any fixed point, the centrifugal force and centripetal forces don't have in rotational motion. That's only circular motion. Don't have in rotational motion, only circular motion. When rotate any object around any reference point, there is a one force acting away from the rotational axis, that is centrifugal force. There is another force act towards to the rotational axis, that is centripetal force. Okay, clear? Very basic thing. Okay, write down. The topic is circular motion. 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 Circular motion. When any object is rotate, first point, when any object is rotate, if the rotational axis locate, if the rotational axis locate outside from the object, if the rotational axis locate outside from the axis, outside from the object, if the rotational axis locate outside from the object, this type rotations, we this type rotations called as circular motion. This type rotations called as circular motion. Circular motion. Circular motion. Okay, next point. There are two main types of forces. There are two main types of forces. There are two main types of forces. Next point. There are two main types of forces. Are acting. There are two main types of forces are acting on circular motion object. On circular motion object. On circular motion object. Write down first one. First one, centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. The second one, centripetal force. Centrifugal force and centripetal force. Centrifugal force and centripetal force. Centrifugal force and centripetal force. First one, centrifugal force. Second one, centripetal force. Okay, write down first subtopic. Before that, draw this. Then after draw, write down centrifugal force first subtopic. Okay, if you finish drawing, write down first subtopic, centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Finish? I finish? Okay. Centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. The first subtopic, centrifugal force. Write down. Under centrifugal force, write down. The force acting on object in circular motion. The force acting on object in circular motion. On object in circular motion. Away from the rotational motion. Away from the rotational motion. Sorry. Away from the rotational axis. Away from the rotational axis. Away from the rotational axis is called as the centrifugal force. Is called as the centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Okay, write down second subtopic, centripetal force. Centripetal force. Centripetal force. Centripetal force. The force under centripetal force, write down the force acting on circular motion object towards to the rotational axis. Towards to the rotational axis is called as centripetal force. Centripetal force. Centripetal force. Centripetal force. Now we come to the lesson. Up now we discuss very few two concept. In any circular motion object, there are two main forces are affecting. What are them? Centrifugal force and centripetal force. Don't mix them. The centrifugal mean away from the rotational axis. Centripetal mean towards to the rotational axis. Towards and away. Towards and away. When we rotate, think practically. Understand practically. When we rotate any stone by a string, we rotate like this. By hand, we rotate. Then what is a centrifugal force? Centrifugal force mean away from our hand to object along string, the force away from our hand. The centripetal force mean towards to the hand. Centripetal force mean towards to the hand along the string. Okay, that's the centrifugal and centripetal forces. Centrifugal and centripetal forces. Now, centrifugal and centripetal is finished. Now, think this object is rotating with uniform angular velocity. Think this object is rotating with uniform angular velocity. Uniform angular velocity, that means no need now words. Uniform omega, that means the omega is same. The omega is same. Now what happened? Omega is same. It is rotating with uniform angular velocity. That means with time the angular velocity is same. The object angular velocity is same. Now, what happened to these centrifugal and centripetal forces? This centrifugal force should equal to centripetal forces. That's the theory. If this object is before that, the uniform angular velocity means this object is balanced or unbalanced. This object rotating balanced or unbalanced. Then you can understand easily. Now use Newton's law, Newton's concept you can get. What is the Newton's first law? If there are no any unbalanced force acting, rest objects are rest and moving objects are moving with uniform velocity. Then uniform velocity means if this object rotate with uniform velocity, is there any unbalanced force can act? No. Is there no any unbalanced force if this object is uniform velocity because the object is balanced now? The object is already balanced. If it is uniform velocity, the rotating with uniform velocity, the object is already balanced. Therefore, don't have any unbalanced force. Therefore, at uniform velocity, the centrifugal force at uniform velocity, centrifugal force should equal to the, clearly understand this part, very simple. The centrifugal force should equal to the centripetal force. Clear? Uniform velocity, uniform angular velocity, the centrifugal force should equal to the centripetal force. That means the centrifugal force 5 Newton, the centripetal force also should 5 Newton. It cannot be changed. If it is what happened 5 Newton and 3 Newton, there is an unbalanced force. Then it is it cannot rotate with uniform angular velocity. Understood or not? Need I explain? Yeah, this part is very simple. That's very small part we have discussed today. We already, the lesson is finished now. The extra thing we are discussing now. These part normally not asking. Normally the frequently asking in the exam, we discussed the tutorial part, they are frequently asking. There is one point here asking that will I explain now. Okay, what you need to understand is this object is rotating with uniform velocity, then there is no any unbalanced force. There should no any unbalanced force. Therefore, the centrifugal force should equal to centripetal force. Centrifugal force should equal to centripetal force. Now, think this object is accelerating. Now this object has a alpha. Alpha means angular acceleration. This object has angular acceleration. Now tell me, this centrifugal force and centripetal force is equal? Can be equal? Centrifugal force or centripetal force, it can be equal or can't. If it is accelerating, the centrifugal force or centripetal force can equal? No, can't equal. The centrifugal force and centripetal force cannot equal, because if this object is accelerating, mean this is not balanced. You know, according to Newton's law, the second law, is there any accelerate, it should have unbalanced force. Now you have task. Okay, you have to think now. If this object is accelerating mean with time the speed is increasing. The rotating speed is increasing. The RPM increasing with time. with time. I think you can understand what is the meaning of angular accelerating increasing. With time, the rotation speed is increasing. Think the vehicle wheel with time, the increasing the rate of rotation. Okay, that's a angular acceleration. If this object is rotate with angular acceleration, tell me, tell me, uh, from this centrifugal force and centripetal force, which one is higher one? Centrifugal and centripetal force. Think, practically think. Centrifugal force and centripetal force. Which force is the higher force if this object is rotate with angular acceleration? Which one is higher force? You can think. You can think. Now you everything you know. Centrifugal force. Others? Others? Centrifugal force, one answer. Yeah, others think. If this object is rotate with angular acceleration, which force is higher force? Which force is higher? That means one force should 5 Newton and one force should 3 Newton. Then the object is rotating with angular acceleration. Then I ask which one is 5 Newton? Which one is 3 Newton? Others? What do you think? Which one is 3 Newton? Which one is 5 Newton? Think. You can think. Yes, very good. Centripetal force is the higher one. Centripetal force is the higher. Why? Think now this is centripetal force is the highest. Centripetal mean think it is 5 Newton. It is 5 Newton and it is 3 Newton. Then the resultant force into outside. The resultant force into outside. It cannot be. If it is working outside resultant force, outside the resultant force into resultant force towards no? 5 Newton, centrifugal force 5 Newton, centripetal force 3 Newton, then the resultant force towards. Actually, the resultant force acting when angular acceleration, the resultant force acting to the outside, opposite. Think the centripetal force is the higher one. The centripetal force is the higher one. 5 Newton. It is 3 Newton. It is 3 Newton. Actually, the R is act into inside this direction. That's why this object, that's why this stone keep without going to outside. That's why the keep the within path, because of this the resultant force act towards to the rotational axis. Always remember the resultant force of these two force act towards to the rotational axis, not going out. Therefore, you need to remember in rotation, if there are any object rotating with circular motion, the centripetal force always higher than centrifugal force if it is accelerating. If it is accelerating, the rotational is angular acceleration. Angular accelerate, the centripetal force is higher than centrifugal force. Centripetal force is higher than centrifugal force. Amina, understood? Or left? Okay, we'll join. Okay. Always the centripetal force is higher than centrifugal force. Centripetal force is higher than centrifugal force. Therefore, you can see the from centripetal direction. Centripetal direction mean towards to the rotational axis. There is a resultant force. Because of this resultant force, there is a because of this resultant force, there is a accelerate is coming. Because of this resultant force towards to the rotational axis, there is a acceleration is coming, that we called as centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. I will explain full story again. Amina, understood? Then if it is rotating with angle accelerating, the centrifugal force centrifugal force less than centripetal force. Centripetal force. Okay, that's the theory, the basic theory. There, because of this centrifugal force and centripetal force, because of this centrifugal force and centripetal force, the resultant force act towards to the rotational axis. There is a acceleration is coming that we called as centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. We can discuss centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. Because of this, centripetal force is higher than centrifugal force. Centripetal force is higher than centrifugal force, that we called as centripetal acceleration. Okay, write down. I will explain again after writing the note. Amina, what happened? Are you lost because of network issue? Okay, I will explain after writing note again. Okay, write down. Write down with star mark. Star mark. If any circular motion object, if any circular motion object is rotating with uniform angular velocity, the centrifugal force equal to centripetal force. Centrifugal force equal to centripetal force act on this object. Act on this object. act on this object. Therefore, same point, therefore, no any unbalanced force, therefore, no any unbalanced force act, therefore, no any unbalanced force act on therefore, no any unbalanced force act on uniform angular velocity object. Therefore, no any unbalanced force act on uniform angular velocity objects. Second star mark, if any circular motion object, if any circular motion object rotate with angular acceleration, if any circular motion object rotates with angular acceleration, the centripetal force getting higher than the centripetal force getting higher than the centrifugal force, centripetal force getting higher than the centrifugal force. Centrifugal force higher than the centrifugal force. Therefore, there is a unbalanced force. There is an unbalanced force. There is an unbalanced force towards to the. There is an unbalanced force towards to the rotational axis. Towards to the rotational axis when any object accelerating. When any object accelerating. When any object accelerating. Okay, that's the theory. That's the theory. I think you got the point. In accelerating, the centripetal force is higher than centrifugal force. Therefore, the resultant force or unbalanced force act towards to the rotational axis. Towards to the rotational axis, not the unbalanced force go go away from the rotational axis. If it is away, if it is acting away, this string break down. If centrifugal force is higher than centripetal force, actually this string is break and it's go out. The object go out. Understood? If it is this object going in the path until this the resultant force, unbalanced force, acting towards to the rotational axis only. It's going on the path. If it is unbalanced force direction is changed into this outer direction, what happened? This string is break down and it's go out. Understood? Okay. Udanne? Good. Very simple, practical. Okay. If this object going on the path, if this the unbalanced force act towards to the rotational axis only. If this centrifugal force is higher than centripetal force law, then the unbalanced force act into outer direction away from the rotational axis. Then it should break down this string and go away. The object go away from the path. To keep this path, the unbalanced force act towards to the uh, rotational axis is very important. Towards to the rotational axis is very important. Okay, that's the story. That's the story. Very simple. Only understand. Don't need to remember them. If you understood that enough. Okay. Now we are going to make an relationship. Okay. In the 2-star mark, below 2-star mark, write down that. Then you can get more understand. At alpha. At alpha mean angular acceleration. Okay, write down these 2 points. Then you can get much idea. Okay, now are you finish? If you finish, now focus into that. Now we are going to make an relationship in circular motion like this. Think this is a circular motion object. Pointer object rotate around any fixed point. Think this is a circular motion object. Then if I take this type arc length of the rotation, the angle is theta, the radius is r. Okay, the radius is r, arc length is s, the rotating distance is the arc length. You know, we discussed in angular displacement the arc length. Then the theta is angle. Then what is this theta? Think this object. Actually, the happening is this is a pointer object. This pointer object circular motion, with circular motion going this A point to B point. Think the same object go move into A point to B point. Then the distance of the path of the point is S, the arc length. Then the radius is r, and the theta is the angle. Then you know the angular displacement of this case. How we find? What is the equation? Angular displacement means the angle of the rotation. This angle, this A point to B point angle, how we get? Send me equation. Angle. What is the angle? we discuss in angular displacement lesson? Yes. The angular displacement, uh, the theta equal arc length over r. Do you remember? The arc length over r. That is the angular displacement equation. You should know now. You should have idea now. The angular displacement. Then what is the unit of this angular displacement? What is the unit? Radian. Yes. The angular displacement unit is radian. Okay. Then if I substitute this s, what happen? S equal cross multiplication, S equal r theta. The theta is radian. I think you remember in area volume lesson I told you arc length of any, and revision also I explained arc length of any circle part we can get by S equal r theta radian. I think you remember this is that equation. This is the equation I explained in here. S equal r theta is coming. S equal r theta is coming. The S mean what? The rotational motion, circular motion object, the distance, moving distance, rotating distance is the arc length. It is S. Then S equal r theta equation is coming. Now, when we consider the S equal r theta within unit time, I write blue color, within unit time. Okay, when we consider within unit time, the within unit time mean what? Within 1 second, no? Within 1 second, the standard unit is second. Within 1 second, to get the within 1 second, what I do, both side I divide by time. Then both side become per second. Both side become per second. Both side become per second. Then I divide both side by time. Both side divide by time. Then what is the meaning of this? Arc length divide by time. Arc length divide by time. Think the arc length is a distance, no? Arc length is a distance, no? Distance divide by time. What is that? Distance divide by time, O level science. Arc length is a distance divide by time. What is that? A single word for distance divide by time. Don't know. Distance divide by time. Yes, velocity. Very good. The velocity means distance divide by time, no? Displacement divide by time, no? The velocity, we call this also speed. The distance over time, it is speed. The velocity or speed, the both, it is v. This side what happened? The r no change. Then theta divide by t. What is the meaning of theta divide by t? I need answers. Now they are already discussed. The theta mean angular displacement. The angle, no? Then divide by time. Within unit time, angular displacement. What is that? Within unit time, angular displacement. What is that? angular displacement within unit time? Quickly. I need the answer from you. Instead of this part, what is the name? What? I asked theta radian divided by time. Where is your answers? Theta radian divided by time. The angular displacement within unit time. What is that? Amina, what is that? What is that? Don't know. No, you should know. Theta over T. Go to again to note. Go to again to note. Oh, angular acceleration. Angular velocity. Yes. Angular velocity. Yeah, why you take time? They are very simple. Then the instead of this part, theta over time, the omega angular velo Amina, the omega over time is angular acceleration. That means delta omega. The theta over time, it is omega, angular velocity. Then I write here, then v is same, v, that means speed of the rotational motion object, circular motion object, circular motion object, the speed is v, the r is same, r, the theta over time, omega. Then we can get new equation, v equal r omega, v equal r omega, v equal r omega, v equal r omega. Oh, understood? V equal r omega. Amina, are you good? Okay, write down the subtopic. Write down the subtopic. The speed of the speed of the circular motion object. 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 Okay, write down. Write down. The distance of moving any circular motion object, the distance of moving any circular motion object within unit time period, unit time period, called as the speed of that object, 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 spe Okay, then draw that and write down these two equation and write down within unit time. You know, the SC is the moving distance. Then within unit time value we get as speed of circular motion object. Speed of circular motion object. Then finally we can get V equal R omega equation. V equal R omega. Then if you know the radius and angular velocity, you can get the speed of this circular motion object. Speed of circular motion object. Okay, draw that and write down the um, relationship. Finish. Okay. Then That is the speed of circular motion object. The speed of circular motion object, we can get V equal R omega. V equal R omega. Then what is the unit of V? What is the unit of V? V unit? V unit? Don't need to think. The V mean velocity, no? Speed, no? Then speed is ms minus 1. The radius is meter. The omega unit is R radius minus 1. No any change. If this relationship we produce, their units are not changing. They are same standard units. Same standard units. Same standard unit, the ms minus 1 meters and radians per second. Okay, now our next topic, write down the next topic, centripetal acceleration of circular motion objects. Centripetal acceleration. After this part, we can go for calculation. That is the final part. Okay, that's the final part. We'll continue this relationship. Then we can go for questions. In questions, you can better understand more than that. That's only you don't need to actually these methods how to form this relationship. Only you need equation for calculation in this part, not like previous part. In previous part, in rotational motion, the frequency, that means the begin part of the lesson, you can't do a calculation if you know only equation. But here, no problem. That's no need much knowledge. If you have equation, you can do calculation, no problem. Only have two equation in circular motions. That's a one equation. V equal R omega. V equal R omega. Okay, the topic, centripetal acceleration of circular motion object. 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 Okay, I told if there are any circular motion object, rotate with angular acceleration. That means increase the speed of the circular motion object. That's the meaning. When increase the speed, the ms minus 1, the meters per second increasing. That is the angular acceleration actually. When increase the angular acceleration or speed of the object rotating, what happened? The centrifugal force, so the centripetal force is higher than the centrifugal force. That means the force towards to the center, force towards to the rotational axis is increasing. Therefore, unbalanced force act to the unbalanced force. Think same diagram. Unbalanced force act towards to the, or unbalanced force act towards to the center. Unbalanced force act towards to the center. Therefore, there is an acceleration is coming that we called as the centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration mean actually because of this centripetal unbalanced force. Centripetal force is the higher force, and because of this acceleration is coming, actually centripetal force. That's why we called as centripetal acceleration. Okay, centripetal acceleration. The equation is, you can get the centripetal acceleration A equal V omega equation. That's a common equation for centripetal acceleration. A equal V omega. V mean the speed of the rotation circular motion object. The omega mean angular velocity. Acceleration equal V omega, what is the unit of acceleration? Acceleration unit is ms minus 1, ms minus 2, sorry. ms minus 1 means speed, ms minus 2, the velocity, the speed is ms minus 1, angular velocity, you know, the radians per second. Now I can, that is the main equation. Okay, this is the main equation. This is the main equation for centripetal acceleration. Now, in this A equal V omega equation, now I, instead of this V, I substitute this R omega, because this to speed to R omega is equal. No? Therefore, instead of this V, I substitute A equal, instead of this V, I substitute R omega into omega, R omega into omega, R omega into omega. Then I can make A equal R omega square. R omega square, that's a one equation. A equal R omega square. A equal R omega square. A equal R omega square. Then if you know the radius and omega only, the radius and angular velocity only, you can get the acceleration of the circular motion object by A equal R omega equation. Okay, now we have another equation as well. We rotate. We have another equation as well. Yeah, that's two equations. A equal V omega is the actual equation. Then substituting this V equal R omega into V, then we can get A equal R omega square equation. Now I'm going to get another equation. Now you know the main equation is A equal V omega. A equal V omega is the main equation. Now instead of this omega, I substitute V over R. A equal V into V over R. How I get V over, sorry, simple. How I got V over R? Because you can isolate this omega here, then it is V over R. Then I isolate this V over R into here. Then A equal V squared over R is coming. Different, the same equation we prepared as three equations. The centripetal acceleration. If you know the basic equation, others equation you can you can generate. No? Okay, write down. They're very simple. That's the only equation. Then we can generate this equation. Okay, write down. Write down. Write down. Write down. Every circular motion objects when rotate with angular acceleration, when rotates with angular acceleration, every circular motion objects when rotate with angular acceleration, when rotates with angular acceleration, when rotates with angular acceleration, the centripetal force, the centripetal force is higher than the centripetal force is higher than the centrifugal force. Centripetal force is higher than the centripetal force. Sorry, centripetal force is higher than the centrifugal force. Therefore, unbalanced force, therefore, unbalanced force, there is a, therefore, unbalanced force generate, there is, therefore, unbalanced force generates towards to the centripetal force direction, towards to the centripetal force direction, towards to the centripetal force direction, centripetal force direction, centripetal force direction. Therefore, centripetal force direction, therefore, an acceleration, therefore, an acceleration, an acceleration generate toward to the, an acceleration generates towards to the rotating axis, towards to the rotational axis, towards to the rotational axis, that we called as centripetal acceleration, centripetal acceleration, that we called as centripetal acceleration, or that is called as centripetal acceleration. Okay, I think up to now clear. Up to now only equation, no any very difficult thing. You need to understand first the speed of any circular motion object v equal r omega. Then because of the centripetal force is higher than centrifugal force, there is unbalanced force. Because of this unbalanced force, there is a acceleration generate that we called as centripetal acceleration. This centripetal acceleration is we can calculate by a equal v omega equation. Understood? Okay. Repeat. No. Amavi, your note is complete. Yeah, can you send the photo? Do you don't have phone? Udanya, can you send a photo of note, photograph of your note into chat? Can? Okay, Amina, I will give you after the class. I will give you full note. Full note. Amavi, can you send after the class? Okay, okay. Okay, Amina, I will give you. Okay. Keep some 3 or 4 rules. 3 or 4 rules. Okay, then you can write A equal V omega. Then from this equation, we can get this equation. We can get this equation. Okay, right. Okay, finish. Now we know two equation. Basically, we have two equation now. V equal R omega and A equal V omega. A equal R omega. Sorry, V equal R omega. A equal V omega. Two equation. Very simple two equations we have. Then we can get the uh, speed of the circular motion object and the acceleration of the centripetal acceleration of the circular motion object. Now I told if there are any centripetal acceleration, this object is, I told, not balanced. This object is not balanced because it is accelerating. According to Newton's second law, it cannot be balanced. Okay, it is always unbalanced. Therefore, we can we can apply this A equal V omega equation into Newton's second law. Final part of the lesson, we can apply Newton's second law. Newton's second law. According to Newton's second law, you know F equal ma is the equation. According to Newton's second law, F equal ma is the equation. F equal ma. Then F equal ma, then the acceleration, instead of acceleration, I substitute this V omega equation. Then m V omega. Then this force is we called as, after we substitute centripetal acceleration into Newton's second law, F equal ma, this force we called as centripetal force. Centripetal force. That force we called as centripetal force. That means the force of unbalance in the circular motion. In any object rotates circular motion. This is mass, velocity, mass, speed, and angular velocity. F equal mv omega. F equal mv omega is new equation come. F equal mv omega, again same. Again F equal mv omega equation. F equal mv omega equation. F equal mv omega is the main equation. This is the main equation to find the centripetal force. To find the centripetal force, that means according to Newton's second law, we substitute to the centripetal acceleration into this Newton's second law, then centripetal force we can get. Centripetal force we can get. Now, centripetal force we can get. Now, F equal mv omega. Now, we can change that like this. Yes. Wait. Yes. F equal mv omega, again v. Okay. Okay, send you the group. No problem. Okay, if you can send now. If not, no problem. You can send after the class. Okay, okay. No. Amina, is it okay? After the class, okay? Okay, okay. Then I think a very small point you miss. Okay. Okay, this is centripetal force, mv omega. Mv omega. Then you know we have the speed equation is, our previous equation is v equal r omega. This r omega we can substitute to this equation. The same equation we make into different way. Then F equal, then another equation we can get, F equal m, instead of this v I substitute r omega. R omega, this omega should come finally multiply by omega. Then if equal m r omega square is come. F equal m r omega square is come. F equal m r omega square is come. F equal m r omega square is come. Okay, that's so. That is the basic equation. That's the basic equation. That another again we can do we can make in different way, but that enough. They are not commonly asked in this level. Just can ask V equal R omega equation. It has asked some MCQ questions has came, and the A equal V omega basic equation always asks. Okay, we'll do some calculation the other equations as well. We'll try to do some calculations. Okay, write down final point of the lesson. With star mark, according to Newton's second law, good to that. Thank you. According to Newton's second law, the centripetal force can be calculated. The centripetal force can be calculated as follows, or as given in the below. As follows, or as given in the below. Okay, write down F equal. That you need to write down this clearly. F equal ma is the Newton's second law. According to Newton's second law, F equal ma is the equation. Write down like this: F equal ma. Then how you write? According to Newton's second law, F equal ma. Then the acceleration. This is our first equation. Take it as first equation. Then acceleration equal v omega. This is our second equation. Then acceleration v omega, substitute to F equal ma. F equal ma. Then F equal ma, substitute instead of this a, I substitute v omega. Then F equal mv omega is coming. F equal mv omega is coming. Then this is our final basic equation for the centripetal force. Centripetal force F equal mv omega. F equal mv omega. mv omega. F equal mv omega. Only write down this part. F equal mv omega. After that, you have basic equation F equal mv omega. F equal me omega, you have basic equation, keep that as take as one first equation. Then you already have the speed equation V equal R omega. take this as second equation. Then I substitute V equal R omega substitute to, I'm writing short form, substitute to F equal M, not first equation, then F equal mv omega, F equal mv omega, F equal mv, sorry, instead of v I need to apply R omega, again omega, that's already available omega. Then F equal mr omega square is coming. F equal mr omega square is coming. Okay, write down this way, then you can get more idea. They are just equation only. I will give you what are the equation you need to remember finally after you writing. That's only enough. That enough. You don't need to remember every equation. You can understand. We don't need every equation. Only 3 equation enough. Only 3 equation you need to remember. Other equation you can make from relations. Do you remember I told this lesson is more than 40 equation. This lesson, if it is a very small lesson, I told you at the beginning of the lesson, this lesson has more than 40 equations. Yeah, if you count number of equation, it is more than 40. It's more than 40. But it's very simple. If you have full knowledge, if you have full idea, you can easily do any question. Okay, go to question. Before we go to the questions, in this lesson, you need to remember only these equations. You need to remember V equal R omega equation. That is very important. V equal R omega equation. It is very important. That always we have to use. That is always we have to use. Then A equal, that means centripetal acceleration, A equal V omega equation also very important. A equal V omega. V equal R omega, A equal V omega. That also we need. The other equation, F equal the centripetal force equal M V omega. No? Centripetal force equal mv omega. These 3 equation you need to remember. These 3 equation you need to remember in this lesson. Other equation we can make from these basic equations. They are the 3 main basic equations in this circular motion part. Circular motion part. They are the basic 3 equation. Okay, do a question, no? Write down first question. Write down question number 1. a circular motion object, a circular motion object, a circular motion object with the mass of 100 gram, with the mass of 100 gram, with the mass of 100 gram attached to the attached to the attached to a attached to a attached to a 1 meter string, attached to a 1 meter string, 1 meter string rotates in horizontal plane, rotates in horizontal plane, rotates in horizontal plane, rotates in horizontal plane, rotates with horizontal plane, rotates with horizontal plane, rotates in horizontal plane with the speed of 12 revolutions per second, 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 12 revolutions per second. Okay, first of all, draw a picture, draw a figure. Then it is the mass is, the object mass is given 100 gram. The string, the length is 1 meter given. It is 1 meter. Then it is rotate in a horizontal plane, rotates in horizontal plane, rotates in horizontal plane like this. We rotating. Then horizontal plane it is rotating. The speed is given the 12 revolutions within 1 second. Okay, 12 revolutions, 12 revolutions within 1 second, within 1 second, within 1 second, 12 revolutions within 1 second, 12 revolutions within 1 second. Okay, first of all draw that, then I will give what are the questions. Draw this. Okay, first part, calculate the frequency of the rotation. Calculate the frequency of the rotation. First part, calculate the frequency of the rotation. Frequency of the rotation. Second part, periodic time, calculate the periodic time of the rotation. Periodic time of the rotation. Periodic time of the rotation. Third part, Find the angular velocity of the object. Find the angular velocity of the object. First question, calculate the frequency of the rotation. Second question, calculate the periodic time of the rotation. Third one, find the angular velocity of the object. Finish all finished. Okay, fourth one, fourth one, fourth one, fourth one. Moment of inertia of the object. Calculate the 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 moment of inertia of the object. Capital I. Calculate the moment of inertia of the object. Calculate the moment of inertia of the object. Part 5. Part 5. Part 5. If given, part 5, if given 10 Newton external force, 10 Newton external force, sorry, if given 10 Newton meter external torque, 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 calculate the external force given on the object. External force given in 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 the object. Part 6. Part 6. Part 6. Calculate the centrifugal acceleration. Calculate the centripetal acceleration. Calculate the centripetal acceleration. Calculate the centripetal acceleration. Calculate the centripetal acceleration. Final part 7. 7. Get the value of centripetal force act on the object. Get the value of centripetal force act on the object. Yeah, if you get the value of centripetal force act on the object. Centripetal force act on the object. Act on the object. Okay. First, start from first one. Start from first one. First part. Okay, I'm not going to do first, second, third, fourth. You need to complete. I need your answers. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. After fifth, you first five part you can do. I can give you 2 minutes. First part. What is the answer? The frequency. Frequency. What is the frequency? I need the answers. That's a 100-gram object. It is rotate on a horizontal plane with 1 meter string. Then it is rotate 12 revolutions within 1 second. 12 revolutions within 1 second. 12 revolutions within 1 second. Then what is the frequency? Amina, what's the frequency? Frequency. Send me frequency. I will do others. Send me frequency. First part answer. Amavi, first part answer. What is the first part? Need the answers. First part. Quickly send me first part answer, then I will do others. Others are easy if you got first part. Can you hear me? Udanya, what is the first part answer? What is? Anyone not answer? Amavi, what is the one first part answer? Amina, what? First part is frequency, no? Do I need to think any? Do I need to think anything to get the frequency? No, the frequency, the question given, the frequency is given in the question. Good. The frequencies, the frequency is given in the question because the frequency mean number of revolutions within unit time. That means number of revolutions within 1 second. The question given, the number of revolution, 12 revolutions within 1 second, then the frequency is 12 per second or 12 hertz. 12 hertz. 12 per second or 12 hertz. Then second part, the periodic time. The periodic time, you know, the periodic time equal 1 over f. Then 1 over f mean 1 over 12. 1 over 12 seconds. 1 over 12 seconds, that enough. The third part, omega, 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 then the omega is you know 2 pi f, that is enough, that is easy. Then 2 pi is a constant, then f is already not 12, then 24 pi radius minus 1 is the answer. Then fourth one, 3 questions finished. Fourth one, the moment of inertia, the moment of inertia, that you need to consider as pointer object, then basic equation, no? Then basic equation, I equal mr squared, I equal mr squared. The mass is 100 gram. 100 gram need to convert into kilogram, divide by, sorry, 100 gram need to divide into kilogram by dividing 1000. Then r is 1 meter. Then 1 squared. 1 squared. Then 0, 2, 0, 2, 0. 0.1 into 1 square, 0.1 kgm square, kgm square. 0.1 kilograms square meter, kilograms square meter. That is fourth part. I okay, that means moment of inertia. Okay, you already, which part I which part sound stop up to this 0.1 kilogram up to now, okay? Okay. Okay, if there again problem, the battery low, the mic. Okay, I think we can continue. Then the torque is given 10 Newton meter. Then torque is given 10 Newton meter. Then rho equal I alpha, you can rho equal I, not I alpha, rho equal FR equation you can use. Rho equal FR, because if the external force we need to get, wait. Okay, the external force we need to get, then the external torque is given. The torque is 10 Newton meter. 10 Newton meter equal, we don't know if the R is given 1. R is given 1. The radius is 1. Then 1 meter. Then meter to meter cancel. Then 10 Newton. The external force is 10 Newton. 10 Newton, very simple. Who is correct up to now? All answers correct up to now? Oh. Up to fifth part. Very good. Amina, correct? Good. Udanya? Good. Okay, then up to now, that is up to fifth part, last day lesson. Last day, up to last day lesson. Then today lesson is six part, part six. Part six. Part six. Part six. The part six asks, part six asks, the angle, what is the question? Yeah, centripetal acceleration. No? Centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. What is the equation for centripetal acceleration? A equal V omega. A equal V omega. Now, you omega you already know. Omega you already know. Then before we find the angular, sorry, centripetal acceleration, what is your requirement? First, you need to find the speed of this object, the speed of speed of this object. Then first equation you can use first. The speed V equal R omega. V equal R omega. Then the R is what? 1. The omega mean we found 24, no? 24 phi R radius minus 1. Then 1 into 24, it is 24. 24 phi value we need to get. 75.39. 79. 75. 75.39 mean take approximately it is 4 ms minus 1. That is the speed of the circular motion object. Now you need to get the acceleration. Then acceleration equal to V omega. V you already know 75.4 into omega mean again 24 phi r radius minus 1. Then again multiply. Yeah, it's a huge value. Then 24 5 into 24. No? 24 5 into 24 5. It is 5685 approximately. 5600 5685 ms minus 2. Yeah, this much of acceleration come to centripetal direction. Centripetal direction. Okay, this is the part 6 answer. Are you got this answer? Anyone got? Don't need answer. The method, if you found the method, that enough. Okay, good. Okay, then the our next one is centripetal force. Centripetal force 7. To get the centripetal force mean F, no, the M we know, the V okay, omega we know, no problem. F equal M V omega. M is 100 gram. You can't apply 100, you need to convert into kilogram. The velocity mean 75, sorry, speed is 75.4 standard unit, therefore I neglect units. Omega mean 24.5. 24.5. 24.5 mean again 75.4, no? 24.5. Then 20 cancel. 0.1 into 75.4, again 75.4. Yeah, 568. 568.5 Newton is effect into the centripetal direction. This much of huge force work into this direction towards to the center. Towards to the center. Yeah, clear? That's our today lesson. Okay. Little bit, yeah, the more than first part of the lesson, the second part, the equations are little bit confusing. I know that. But if you put effort, you can remember. Okay, we'll do final question for today. With the question. There is a circular motion object. There is a circular motion object. There is a circular motion object with the mass of 1 kilogram. 1 kilogram. 1 kilogram rotates around a fixed point. Rotates around a fixed point. Rotates around a fixed point. Rotates around a fixed point with 10 centimeter radius. With 10 centimeter radius. With 10 centimeter radius. First part, calculate the centripetal acceleration of the object. Calculate the centripetal acceleration of the object. Second part. Calculate the centripetal force on the object. Calculate the centripetal force on the object. Centripetal force on the object. Okay, that's only. Simple question. The mass is 1 kilogram. Mass is 1 kilogram. Okay, right. Within bracket, write down within bracket the speed of the object, the speed of the object, the speed of the object. In the question within bracket, write down the speed of the object is 50 ms minus 1. 50 ms minus 1. The speed is 50 ms minus 1. Okay, 50 ms minus 1. Okay. It is 10 centimeter radius. Mass is 1 kilogram. Yeah, that's only. Okay, send your answers. First ask alpha. Sorry, A. A mean acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. Okay, I finish. I finish. Okay. Then the centripetal acceleration is asked. Centripetal acceleration mean centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. Then the equation is alpha. A equal v omega. But do you know the omega? Do you know? We don't know omega, no? We don't know omega. Omega we don't know. Therefore, we can't use this equation. Then you have to use our second equation. Do you remember? Uh, do you remember? In our second equation, I got relationship A equal V square divided by R. A equal V square divided by R. How I got A equal V square divided by R? Then A equal V omega. But in here, the V equal R omega. Then the omega isolate. Omega equal V over R. Then V over R I isolate this. A equal V into V over R. Then V square over R equation I got. V square over R. Then the V square, the V is the velocity, the speed is given. It is 50, no? 50 square. Divide radius is 10 centimeter. Then 10 centimeter mean how many meters? 0.1 meters. Then 50 square is 2500 divided by 0.1, 25,000. Correct? MS minus 2. 25,000. Amina, correct? Good. 25,000 is the 25,000. MS minus 2 is the acceleration. Then second question. Second question asks centripetal force. The centripetal force, no issue. You can use mv omega. Again problem. Mv omega, how you get? You don't know now mv omega. You don't know mv omega. How to do? Now you know our basic equation is A equal V omega. Then A and V both we already know now. Then we can get the omega. A is 25,000. Then equal 50 omega. Then 0 to 0. 2500 divided by 5, it is 500. The omega equal 500 RAD S minus 1. That's omega, not omega asking. The F is asking F equal mv omega. Then the mass is 1 kilogram. Mass is 1 kilogram. The V is given 50. The omega is 500. Then 500 into 50 again, 2500 Newton force is active. 2500 Newton force is active. Correct? Okay, that's all about rotational and circular motion. Next week, we start our new lesson. That's a math lesson, trigonometry. trigonometry is we don't lot of trigonometry part we discussed. We need to some application questions discussed, and it has 6 trigonometric ratio. We only discussed 3 ratios now. Then full lesson we need to cover. Okay, try within 2 to 3 days within this month we can cover this trigonometry lesson. Then how many lessons we covered? The area and volume, measurement, forces, biomolecules, rotational motion, and after trigonometry within this month we can complete 6 lessons. Then our speed is okay. 6 lessons covered. Okay, any problem today part or today lesson, the rotational and circular motion? Okay, then we'll meet next day. Good night. Okay, good night.